It's no exaggeration to say that the German establishment and media cannot stand Donald Trump. And that means the president's ambassador in Berlin is not going to win any popularity contests. In fact, Richard Grenell may be the most unpopular U.S. ambassador to Germany since the Second World War. But it seems Trump's man in Berlin could not care less. He's here to do a job, and that job is to fix what some call a dysfunctional transatlantic relationship.
Those in Germany who don't like him, and there are a lot of them, call Richard Grenell the little Trump because he believes in his message, he believes in President Trump, and he gives the Germans the undiplomatic truth.
You've had some rough treatment from the German media. They don't like you.
I would say there's some that do, but it doesn't bother me. I'm really focused on a job, and I recognize that in the short term, in the immediacy, that changing the status quo is always messy, that people get comfortable and they don't want to change the status quo. So I got good perspective. I'm a cancer survivor. And I have to tell you that when you wake up and you've defeated cancer and you're looking at life in a different way on a daily basis, bad media coverage or critical media coverage or complainers from the side, that doesn't bother me.
The hostility to Grenell has reached such a level that a German lawmaker asked the government to declare the American ambassador persona non grata and expel him from the country. But the former regular on Fox News' Red Eye program and advisor to 4 American UN ambassadors has made it clear he's not going to be a traditional quiet ambassador.
Well, first of all, they're always surprised that I'm a Trump supporter, which is quite funny to think that an ambassador wouldn't be. So yes, I think the coverage is inherently an assumption that an ambassador is supposed to give parties and not supposed to defend their country and not supposed to push forward.
On Grenell's hard-charging agenda is to get one of the world's wealthiest nations to stop being so cheap about its military spending. NATO requires its members to spend 2% of their GDP on defense. The Germans are still not even close.
Why is it so difficult for a rich nation like Germany to meet its NATO obligation?
Yeah, it's a great question. And this is really a demand of NATO that if you're going to be a NATO member, you need to have a working military. You need to have helicopters and transport planes and a military that works. So what we've seen in Germany is that they've got a broken military system. And if they're going to be a part of NATO, then they have to abide by the NATO rules.
Grenell really irked the Germans on day one as ambassador when he tweeted out a warning to German companies to not violate U.S. sanctions against Iran.
Companies are free to do business inside Iran. We're not telling them that they can't. What we are saying is, if you do business in Iran, you also can't do business in the United States.
In a nation that all but worshipped Barack Obama, most Germans do not like Donald Trump. Only 10% of Germans say they have confidence in President Trump to do the right thing. And that makes Grenell's job even harder.
Would you be willing to admit that the transatlantic relationship has been weakened because of some of the tough talk President Trump has used with the Europeans?
No, I don't think so. I think that the transatlantic relationship has been strengthened by President Trump's talk, his directness, even his tweets, because what's happening is that we're stopping a slide of the status quo.
And if the German-American relationship is in need of an intervention, Richard Grenell seems like the man for the job.
I make no apologies for pushing America. I work for the American taxpayer. I work for the American government, the American people, and for President Trump. I don't work for the Germans. I look at the relationship with the Europeans, and specifically the Germans, as one in need of reform, and we're doing the messy work of reform.
Dale Hurd, CBN News, Berlin.
Have you ever been on it? No.